what we're doing, but I think it'll be fine once we get started, okay? So the first part is to solve by drawing discs on a place value chart. So we're going to make a little mini place value chart, and I want to do C only.
C.
So whatever I draw, you need to draw, okay? So this is going to be my little mini place value chart. And I'm going to put the ones and the tenths. Okay? And this says 3 times 6/10. So 6/10, how do I write that in standard form? 0.6. Okay. And when I'm doing a multiplication problem, one of those rules we've been using doesn't apply anymore. The lining up the decimals rule does not apply when you're multiplying decimals. You don't have to line up anything. Did you hear what I just said?
Yes.
Okay? So you're going to want to put the largest, well, I don't want to say the largest, the number with the most digits on top, and then you'll put the whole number on the bottom. So go ahead and write standard algorithm for me. And we all know the answer to 6 times 3. What is it?
18.
So just write the 18. Now, do you remember Friday when I showed you that little trick?
Yep.
If I multiply a whole number times a decimal, my place value stays the same.
Yeah.
So I underline the digit behind the decimal. I underline the same number of digits in the answer, and I place my decimal in front of it. Remember that?
Yeah, make sure to put your decimal.
So now, 1.8. So now I'm going to show it on the place value chart. So 6/10, get 6 on there. And I need 3 copies of it, right? Okay, so help me out. That's too many in one box, isn't it? So what do I need to do?
Move it over.
Bundle. Good. And I'm going to move it to the ones. Very good. So that's going to give me probably 1.8. Do I have 8 that I didn't bundle? Okay, we're going to do another one, but I'm just going to make it up. Okay? I'm just going to make up a different problem. Because I want you to be prepared. Let's go across, and instead of 6 times 400, let's change that. Ooh, guess I'm on highlighter. Let's change that to tenths. Okay? So let's make another little mini place value chart. We'll have tenths and ones. Did you write this? Okay. And which number has more digits in it, the 6 or the 4/10?
6.
No?
4/10.
So it's not the largest number that I'm going to put on top. It's the number with the most digits. You guys know what 6 times 4 is?
20.
How many of you don't know? Just curious. How many of you didn't know it in your head? 6 times 4. Okay, so I want to show you a trick. She said it was 24. This is one way I think of 6 times 4. I'm just going to write this. You don't have to. But is that 4 6s?
Yes.
Okay. What's 6 plus 6?
12.
What's 6 plus 6?
12.
What's 12 plus 12?
24. That's what I do.
6 times 4.
24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
I do.
All right. So, 12 plus 12.
24.
And 6 plus 6. Okay. So, on this one, where do I need to place the decimal, boys and girls?
After the 0. Or after the 2.
After the 2.
I said 0.
But whoever said between the 2 and the 4 was also correct. Now let's get this on here. So I have 4/10, and I need it 6 times.
times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to need to do some bundling, aren't I? Probably twice. How do I know it's twice?
Because it's 24. Or wait, because there's 2 tens.
Because there's two ones. But he's right, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I should have 4 left that I didn't bundle. So that's how you're going to do the first part of it, okay? And I'm going to have you practice one on your own here in a minute. Now the second part of it, let's go down to the bottom of the page. This is the area model. So the first thing I want you to do is write your problem 4.25 times 6. And do you see how I wrote it all the way over to the left?
Yes.
Please do that. And you remember how to solve one of these? This is a 4th grade problem except for the decimals. Okay? So we're going to underline the 2 digits behind the decimal. And then we're going to multiply. So I'm going to pull sticks. Is that all right?
Yes.
Ethan, what is 5 times 6?
30.
So which number do I regroup? The 3 or the 0?
The 3.
The 3. Okay? The next one. Payson.
Yeah.
What's 2 times 6?
12.
Plus 3 more.
15.
So which number do I regroup?
The 5.
The 1 or the 5 goes on top.
Oh,
Okay. And the next one is Sierra. 6 times 4. We just did it. 24 plus 1 more. Mm-hmm.
that rhymed.
Okay, so here I've got 2 digits behind the decimal. So the answer is not 2,550, is it?
No.
It's 25.50 or 25.5. Now, here's the deal. Javen's already a step ahead of me. He's like, wouldn't we just leave that 0 off? That is true. However, you cannot take it off before you count to place the decimal.
That's illegal.
You have to place the decimal, then you can realize, hey, I don't need the 0, I can get rid of it. But
That's
not until after you place the decimal.
That's illegal.
Okay? And honestly, I might just not even take it off. I might, instead of taking it off, I might just cross it out. So my teacher knows, hey, I know I don't need that 0, but I needed it to get my decimal in the right place. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, now you're going to be quite jealous of me, but watch what I'm getting ready to do here.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to make an area model. Are you jealous?
Yes.
I know.
So cheap.
I really need a rectangle tool on my iPad, don't I? Can you make a rectangle about that long, please?
Yeah.
No, it won't.
That's so cheap.
And we're going to put this on an area model. We learned this Friday. Was anybody gone Friday?
I left earlier.
Okay, you left early. Do you remember I told you to line up your plus signs
Yes.
with those 2 lines that you drew? Okay, so let's get the area model set up and ready to go, and then I'll remind you how it works.
That is so cheap, though.
Okay, I'm going to pause it while you're drawing all that. Okay, so 6 is my whole number. It's going to go on the side. Then I'm going to take the decimal and put it at the top, but I'm going to write it in unit form. So what place value is the 4 in?
1.
So I'll write 4 ones. Did you already write it?
Yeah.
And then what place value is the 2 in?
10.
So 2 tenths. And what place value is the 5?
Hundreds.
Okay, so write 5 hundredths. And you can abbreviate. Okay, what?
Did you start the
I
recording?
unpaused it, so we're good to go. Okay? All right. So 6 times 4. I'm going to pull a stick. I think that might be the fact of the day. Lee Marie, what's 6 times 4?
24.
24. So I'm going to write 24, but I have to write it in unit form. Okay? So 24 ones. Okay. And 6 times 2, Helena.
6 times 2 is 12, 10.
Good. Remember, your place value stays the same. And Javen, 6 times 5.
30.
And what's the place value for unit form? Good. Now I'm changing it to standard form. And that's what goes on the little lines. Axel, how do I write 24 ones in standard form? Just a regular number. 24. Very good. Okay, this is the hardest one. You know it?
Yep.
Cassandra, how do I write 12/10 in standard form?
1.2.
Oh, you guys are so smart. Did everyone remember that?
Yeah.
The last digit you write is in the tenths place, okay? And 30 hundredths, Tucker.
30 hundredths would be 0.30.
You're right.
Or just 0.
Or just 0.3. Either one will work, okay? Now here comes the part that the kids mess up on the most, and I don't know why.
Oh, I know what it is.
Adding it up.
Wait, yeah, we need
And we'll talk about it, okay? When they add it up, they've been doing something like this that's crazy. Put your pencils down for a minute. I've seen it like this today.
Line up your decimals. Wait, what? They didn't line up their decimals.
They didn't. And so we've got to make sure that we're doing this correctly. Here's my advice. And I've said it more than once. And if you don't follow it, that's your own deal. I can't do your thinking for you. Aren't I going to add 3 numbers?
Yeah.
Let's get 3 decimals on there. Then when we place the numbers, it will be easier to get them in the right place. Where is the decimal in 24?
At the end.
At the end. So the 24 has to go in front of the decimal.
Then you just put a 0 on the end so you can add it.
And then we've got 1.2 and 0.3 or 0.30. It's up to you. Now, I'm going to change the color of my pen and show you that I have to fill in with several zeros to get this all lined up, which you probably already did, and I bet we're going to get 25.50.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want you to remember. Adding and subtracting decimals, you line them up. Multiplying decimals, you count the digits behind the decimal. Okay? That's a difference. Let's do one more. C is a lot like your exit ticket, so I'm putting a star beside it.
Do we do it on our own?
No, you're going to do a couple on your own here in just a second.
Do we put stars by it too?
Yeah, I think you should. And we're going to start with the standard algorithm. And you remember the number with the most digits goes on top. Okay? All right, I'm going to pull some sticks. See how I wrote it all the way over to the left side? Okay, turn the page. I'm starting. Samantha, 5 times 3.
5 times 3?
Uh-huh.
15.
So where do I write the 5 and where do I write the 1?
Then I got the bottom and 1 on top of 6.
Very good. And the next one, Caden, 6 times 3
18.
plus 1 more.
19.
So where do I write the 1? Where do I write the 9?
You write the 1 above the 4 and the 9.
Very good. And Dominic, 4 times 3? Dominic, look, we could do the same thing again with the 3s. What's 3 plus 3?
6.
So what's 4 times 3?
4 times
What's 6 plus 6?
4.
So add 1 more. Now what do I need to do, boys and girls?
You need to
I do. I need to underline.
top number so you can find where your decimal is supposed to go.
I love it. That's going to tell us where our decimal is supposed to go because 1,395 is not the answer. So if you don't put your decimal, is your answer wrong?
No. Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So, whoops, that's not what I meant to hit. The rectangle tool, right?
No.
The cheat.
Cheater.
No, I'm recording. Be nice. Okay, go ahead and make a rectangle. We're going to do one more of these together, and then you're going to try it on your own.
What I always get confused on is the last one.
Okay, well, look at the 4. It's in the ones place. Then the 6 is in the tenths. And the 5 is in the hundredths. Okay? So it's a little bit like the place value chart. Okay, can you sit still or not? Okay,
Wait,
good.
500? I thought it was 400.
5.
I bet that when we add them, it'll be.
Okay, you have that much done? I'm going to keep pulling sticks. So, Cash, 3 times 4 ones.
12 ones.
12 ones. Okay. Brayley, 3 times 6 tenths. 18 tenths. And Randy, 3 times 5 hundredths. 15 hundredths. Is it wrong without the THS? Yes, it is. Okay. So now I need to write them in standard form. So, find someone who's actually here. Cassandra, how do you write 12 ones in standard form? Just 12. And Dominic, how do I write 18 tenths?
1.8.
1.8. Remember, the last digit you write is in the tenths place on that one. Javen, how do I write 15 hundredths?
0.
Good. Now, what mistake do kids usually make?
They don't line
They don't line up their decimals.
Okay, so let's get them lined up and place the digits where they need to go.
Can we fill in with 0?
I think it's very important that you do.
I don't think you can do the problem without doing that.
Yeah. Can do a problem, but
I bet it's 13.95. What do you guys think?
I would agree with you.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pass out the homework, and I'm going to have you do 2 problems on your own, and we'll check them together. So I'm going to pause it right now, okay? Finish getting this written down. So let's do C, and I'm going to remind you what to do, and then you're going to try it on your own. That was bad.
Oh, we're doing it together?
No, you're going to finish it on your own. All right, give that one a try. And I'm going to give you as much information as I'll give you on the exit ticket. Okay, give it a try. I'm going to pause it. Okay, some of you are kind of forgetting. That's okay. I'm going to put 7 tenths on here. And I'm going to make sure I've got it on there 4 times. Remember that? And then you're going to show me how you regroup. Bundle.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
But how much do we bundle?
Well, how many do you usually put in one bundle? 10. So it's the same thing. So I'm going to take 10 over. And I'll find another 10 here. That's good. And I'm pretty sure that's going to give me 2.8. You guys agree?
Yeah.
7 times 4 is 28. Where am I placing my decimal?
Between the 8
Very good. Is this getting any easier?
Yeah.
This is pretty simple math except for the decimal, okay? So you're going to have one problem like that on your exit ticket. Now let's look at the back.
I'm trying to do S2.
of the homework, and we're going to do B. Let's do B. Start by standard algorithm. Start by doing standard algorithm. So try that on your own.
Wait, why don't we switch it up?
Just do it. I'm going to push pause. So can you help me with the standard algorithm? What's 9 times 6? 54. 4 times 6? There's that fact of the day again.
Yep.
Plus 5. 29. 6 times 7. Plus 2. So I've got 44 and 94 hundredths. Is that what you got?
Yep.
Okay, now my 6 goes on the side. Okay, now, a lot of times kids forget to multiply. So 7 times 6 is 42 what? Ones. And this is 24.
Tenths.
And 6 times 9?
54 hundredths.
Very good. Okay, so just tell me as a class, how am I going to write 42 ones in standard form?
42.
Okay. 24 tenths?
2.4.
Awesome. 54 hundredths?
0.54.
Okay, what do kids mess up on the most?
Lining up their decimals.
Right. They get the numbers in the wrong place, don't they? So 42, I bet I'm going to need 2 zeros. I'm getting pretty smart at this. And 2.4 and 0.54. Adding that up. Pretty good? Okay, let's look at that exit ticket. It's on the back of the problem set.
Lesson 11 exit.
Right, make sure it says exit ticket. I'm going to give you some help. Would you like a little help from me?
Yes, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this first one, you're going to put the discs on.
Wait, where's the exit ticket?
It's behind the problem set. I know I'm helping you way too much.
No, it's fine.
Just keep writing.
Yes, please. That's a lot of help for next.
Guys, it's Monday.
All right, try and be quiet. Remember, I'm recording. So if you don't take time to write this down, you might not get as good a grade as your neighbor. I'm not going to do the whole thing for you, but I am. Okay, so you're going to bring this to me when you get finished. And then if we have extra time, get on IXL and do I-8. Okay? Good job.